Right, back to our regularly scheduled program. We actually got a second part of the 30 Korean men have to pick the future wife to marry in minutes on the speed dating show. Considering the other shows that she's been watching and only made one video of them, besides the Chinese one, Singles Inferno, was it? Besides that one, she made two videos on that. Lisa, because I was wondering just yesterday night if she was going to make a second part of this. This thumbnail, body shape like a bottle. What type of bottle are we talking about here? I mean, I can assume, considering the type of men we kind of heard a little bit about on this show, but like, these men are crazy. By the way, I hope you guys are staying safe out there. If you're in the US, I'm more specifically talking about you guys. It's getting kind of scary out there. It already kind of was, but even more so nowadays. And then people get so mad about it, like stop fear mongering and stuff. Like, I don't think it's unreasonable to just raise precaution because you really don't know what can happen nowadays.
I'm Guac Guac.
You see, this is the lesson that I'm learning this month. I talk about something on the internet, they probably will hear about it. Whoever I'm talking about might hear about it. That's the lesson I've learned. Because do you guys remember what feels like 25 years ago when I was a different person in a different place, okay? I did a video on Couples Palace Chew, which is a Korean reality TV show. I don't even know what's happening right now. Like the fact that I've watched episode 2 recently, it was like a breath of fresh air. But when I was talking about it, okay, it's a Korean reality show, a dating reality show, and marriage is the end game. This is a speed dating show with 30 men and 30 women, and they're all placed into these different categories. Like it's the men's train first. It's literally a train. So you go on the stage and there's women with numbers behind them, and then you see these trains bopping onto the stage and these men are on the train, and each train has an aesthetic. It's like fridge body, golden retriever boyfriend. Those are the categories, and they're all trying to get married at the end, and they're all picking each other. Well, guess what? I be yapping on the internet, and then someone found out about it because one of the contestants literally reposted us on Instagram, and I said, now what am I gonna do now?
Which one was it again?
It's the attorney in the US.
The US attorney.
Yeah, and I was, well, not the US attorney, that
You have to assume that people on these types of programs are going to like be lingering under the hashtags or under the same title or something, and they're just going to watch every single video, read every single comment, every single article talking about it. Didn't she have, I'm sure she's had a few instances like these, but the one that immediately popped up to me was when she was talking about the real life Marry My Husband.
Soy viral mundialmente. Ah, no, en Corea. O bueno, no sé en dónde. Que una chava coreana me trae para allá para acá. No sé quién sea, no la conozco. Ya me habían dicho eso antes de que Marry with My Husband. Ya lo hemos platicado. No sé. Y si soy viral mundialmente, ¿qué puedo hacer?
Didn't she see it and like made some racist ass comment, respond to it? Like stuff like this happens all the time to YouTubers who make videos about specific like series or stuff. And a lot of the times they get super pressed about it in their comments. But this time it doesn't seem out of hatred. It just seems out of like, I don't know, what do I do?
Makes it sound like he works
Humor?
for SDNY or something. Okay, he's a US-based patent attorney. He's literally tagging us in his Instagram story, and I thought, I need to learn how to be quiet on this internet. This internet is not a safe place. I thought it was just you and me up in here. Turns out people are listening. And hi, if you're watching this, 안녕하세요.
Was he like matched last episode?
I think he was matched, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't like a fan favorite. He was the one that was yapping a lot about his previous match because he was on season 1 too. And then he just kept talking on and on about season 1 and how he met with this girlfriend, and then this girlfriend broke his heart. So we went through the guys. They came out on the trains. The girls pressed their buzzers if they wanted to date them. And then the guys chose one out of the however many had pressed their buttons for them specifically. They go on a one-on-one date, which just looks like the back rooms. It looks like the back of the studio. They put them in a room. The budget was not that high. Like they spent it all at the front of the house. The back of the house, they just have them walk into a room and like fill out a DMV questionnaire. I'm like, why are we doing this right now? But that's the one-on-one date. Now, episode 2 is is going to be the girls' train. Same girls, but now they're training, and now the guys can press their buzzer, and the girls will choose from one of the guys.
That's good.
So some of my favorite couple matches from episode 1 is there was this DJ and patent attorney. That DJ was air DJing back and forth. Do you remember that in the silhouette? He's like air DJing, and then he's like, no, they didn't want to bring in like a DJ stand and hook it up, so I was just like pretending to DJ. Well, he got matched with the baddie blonde girl. You remember the baddie blonde girl dressed in Burberry?
They were
and
both
she came up on here and she said, I don't want a broke man. That's it. That was her one condition for marriage. She said, I want a house that's like $1 million. And you know what? All the girly pops were like, you do you. The boys were not having it. The boys were beat us up. The boys said, oh.
And what do you bring to the table?
They were like really upset, except for the patent attorney. He pressed his buzzer for her. They went on a date in the back. I kind of love them. I kind of love them. No, she's so crazy.
If they were matched last episode, are they starting over in this one?
Yeah. And I'm like,
okay, got it.
I'm like, so that meant nothing? So she goes to the back. She's yapping. And he comes out of it being like, I felt like this woman was eating me alive. I couldn't catch a break.
But he kind of likes it.
Loved every moment of it.
Wait, unless I'm hearing it wrong, but then it's like they start over, but then can't he, the DJ, like pick her since they're switching the men and women now?
Said I loved every second of that. She
I wonder if
is
it's gonna
my
be sabotage
queen. And I was like,
by
I'm kinda
anybody.
liking this. Then there was the rapper and the fangirl who was fangirling so hard, but it was so sincere and it was so cute. And then she was like, I want a CEO boyfriend. And he was like, well, I guess you don't want me because I'm an rapper rapper. And then she was like, no, but if you're a rapper, you're kind of a CEO. Okay, they were really cute. And then the philosophical couple, do you remember them?
Oh yeah.
Where he was all like, he was in his feels. This man is in his feels. I feel like it takes a very specific type of woman to be able to handle a guy like this. It could not be me. Once he starts yapping about like the point of life, I'd be like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just here for the food. So I thought, okay, but she gets in there and she's like, I love Eastern. She loves Confucius.
Yeah, and I'm confused.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So basically, that was in part 1, and now we're going into episode 2, which you guys were asking for weeks ago. But like, you know, life happens. So here we are now.
She's got shit to do, y'all.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch has reached out to invest.
Now, what the hell is this? This is new. I was like, what just happened? Suddenly the lights are off. I knew some skit was gonna happen, but not a sponsorship for Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh shit, get it. She's usually so good at like tricking people into like watching her sponsorships, but this time she went like theatrical with it.
Eating each other ravenously.
I just skipped ahead to that part. They're eating each other ravenously.
On cereal carnage. What's happening right now?
This looks like a juicy scandal.
Wait, guys, there's literally
oh my god.
Photos. I tried to stop them, but it was too late. This was all that was left. There's
what
an eye. There's 2 eyes.
What?
Who's doing this?
Wait, I feel like I should have gloves on. There's footage. There's listen to the footage, and there's a spoon. I think this is the evidence spoon. Sorry.
Now solve it.
Okay, sorry.
Get to the bottom of this.
Okay, sorry. Wait, this is literally a regular Cinnamon Toast Crunch box.
Wait, they send you one?
Because it's eating itself, and we need to figure out who's eating the other cereal. Bro, it echoes.
But wouldn't it be that one that's eating everything else?
Ew, look at his face.
Oh my god, it has a face. It has a face. I mean, how do you know though? Like, you don't really have any evidence. It's all circumstantial. So this is from the person from the test kitchen, and they say it's all because Cinnamon Toast Crunch is so delicious, it can no longer resist itself.
Imagine she lifts up the bag and that one Cinnamon Toast Crunch isn't there anymore. I used to, as a kid, Cinnamon Toast Crunch was one of my top tiers. And maybe I just don't eat cereal anymore. But now it's good. It's just too sweet for me.
I sent you all the evidence I could find.
As
You have a
majority of the
massive following.
cereals
People
are.
listen to you. I need you to go public with this information. Show the world what's happening. We're running out of time. And cereal. Oh my God.
They're
It's up to
eating
me.
each other.
I need your help, guys.
What should I do?
Here's what I need you guys to do. I
it.
just have a feeling that something big is coming. And
Just
if you
eat
have
it.
seen anything strange in your cereal box lately, you need to document it. You need to capture the evidence. You need to tag me and at Cinnamon Toast Crunch because
Oh, well, there you go. If you eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, then just go ahead. I
Something's
don't get
going on
cereal
here.
anymore.
I don't think you can eat that.
Just
Also,
eat
it
it.
says
That's
for
what
your
I'm
eyes
saying.
only on the box now.
well, I'm gonna play
Oh.
the audio evidence, and with that, go be a detective, tag me, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I think that there should
That
be
was
a handful of
immersive.
questions that should be illegal to ask somebody, and I think this is one of them.
Who is your celebrity lookalike?
To ask
I thought I mentioned this in another video. I have not met my doppelganger yet. I have not met my lookalike. What is that whole saying? There's like at least 7 people in the world who kind of resemble you besides your family members, obviously. I have not met one of my lookalikes.
someone a question like that, I think is freaking foul. If a producer of a reality dating show asked me that, they would never know a day of peace in their lives because I would hunt them down after this show and I would make their lives miserable. Who do you say? Who would you say is your celebrity lookalike? Yes.
Yeah, you gotta go for. You gotta go for it.
You gotta go for what?
Ew, I still remember actually one time in high school, I believe my freshman year, it was one of the health classes. I don't know what this man thought what he was seeing or anything. I don't know if he needed glasses and he just didn't want to wear them or anything. But this guy, it was the teacher. He was like, he said I look like a celebrity. And she was like, she's an iconic woman. Okay. I love her. I don't remember if it was Sandra Bullock or Anne Hathaway. It was one of those two. I was like, sir, are you talking to me? I was like looking around. I was like, I know you're not talking to me, comparing me to those beautiful women. Like, for what? For what? He specifically said, when you smile, you kind of look like either one of those two actresses. I forgot which one he said. I didn't know what to say because I was like, you're crazy. I was just like, really? I remember that. And I can only wish to be as beautiful as one of them.
You gotta go for
I
what?
aspire for
Cinnamon
it.
Toast Crunch or something. Like, there's no way you're gonna.
Like, you cannot, okay? So these
Yeah.
people, these contestants of the dating show, they're standing in front of a white wall. It looks like a mental asylum. And the producers, it's like gunpoint. Who's your celebrity lookalike? And one of the guys is like, I think I look like this singer named Roy Kim. And they put a picture of the singer Roy Kim. On top of that, they have him sing. Nobody knows that. They have him sing.
Oh my God, it's too fast.
Nobody know who lied to you. First of all, like I think, okay, I had him up on Google. I had Roy Kim up on Google.
Whenever people are like, oh yeah, people said I look like so and so, like who? Who said that? Who is people? Nobody has said that to you. You liar. Who told you you look like this man?
And then I had him and I said, if I go like this, I think I could see it. And they
if
were
I
like
take
putting
off my
pictures of Roy Kim next to him,
glasses?
and it was just
Maybe.
And then the next girl, she's listing off celebrities. They're popping up the pictures next to her, and I'm like, again, I can kind of see it, okay? But then the last person that they ask, this is the girl, the fan that went on the date with the rapper. I love her. She's so cute. And she's honestly very beautiful. But, however, the producers did her so dirty. She's like cheesing in front of the camera. And they're like, who's your celebrity lookalike? And she's like, I don't know why, but people say I look like IU. So all the other ones, the celebrities have popped up on the
IU?
screen. They don't even put IU up on the screen. They put a sound effect. Dum. That's the sound effect. Dum. And then they move on.
They didn't put a photo.
No, they didn't put a photo of IU.
Is it because like they think everybody already know what IU looks like? like it's just so far off?
It was like pretty far off. It was like a 1% IU resemblance. Maybe not even. Because like, girly, I feel like my mom told me I look like IU too before once in my life.
Damn.
Like, we can't listen to our parents. I know they mean well, but maybe they're not a good gauge. You know what this question reminds me of? Recently, I was talking to someone and they were reading a book. This is literally just uncalled questions. Who's your celebrity lookalike? I think should be illegal. If I were president of the United States, I would make that entire question fucking illegal, okay? But the second question I would make illegal, and I was so offended. Someone was reading a book and I was like trying to get out of my social anxiety and I was like, oh my God, what book are you reading? And they were like telling me what book they're reading. And then they look at me, they look up at me, analyze me. And I'm just like, oh, this is so cool. I'm making friends. And she goes,
Do you read?
but like she asked me in a way that was like, are you literate or not? And I was like,
Oh my God.
okay.
Also,
Yeah.
this is in the courthouse. The
No,
tea
yeah.
in that courtroom is crazy,
No,
y'all.
yeah, and then it was just like so crazy the way she analyzed my face and asked me. But the crazier part is,
I did that poll asking some of you guys if the Diddy trial videos are worth watching because they're so long and so much like detail. Maybe some of it I deem kind of irrelevant, but I feel like, yeah, she does a good job with helping you picture like what's going on in the courtroom, but I'll still think about it. The majority vote was yes, watch them.
it felt
So,
very genuine.
I'll
It
get
felt
to
like
them at
she
some point.
genuinely didn't know if I was literate. Now, on to the dating show. The girls are back in their chairs. There's still a few trains left, but the fact that it's in episode 2, you're like, these guys don't really matter. So I'm just gonna speed run. The next train that comes in is the doctor train. Everybody's pressing
For the
it.
guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
there's still more guys.
there's still, it's like never ending. 2 doctors, you see their silhouettes. I would say there's nothing in
Was that Miju?
still, it's like never ending. 2 doctors, you see their silhouettes.
It is, or it looks like it. Listen, not a doctor, but this kind of goes hand in hand. Just to kind of brag about myself because I'm a little proud. It's really difficult getting into the nursing program in college because there's very limited seats, super competitive. I got into all the ones that I applied for, except for when I got waitlisted. And this morning I got called saying that I got accepted into the program. So now I have a decision to make and I don't know which college to go for. I'm so excited, but so stressed. I just kind of wanted to give myself a pat on the back for
I
that.
would say there's nothing impressive going on, but the girls are clicking their buttons because the girl counselor is explaining to the viewers, this is the ultimate occupation. And you know what? I absolutely agree because every time I get sick, I think to myself, why the f do we not have a doctor in the family
I would
that I
not
can
be
just
able to
call
date
and
a
harass?
doctor.
And also, if you are the doctor in the family, please let me know about, on average, how many calls do you get from people
From
just like
family
asking
members?
you random medical advice? Because it's the way, like, you know, when you take Advil, you can just read the back of the label.
Yeah.
I don't. I call my sister. I won't even read it.
God.
She's like, it's on the back. And I'm like, no, you tell me. So one of the doctors, he says his marriage condition is that by the time he's 60 years old, he wants to sell fruit. Like, you know, those like fruit carts on the street in Seoul? He like wants to be part of
Okay.
that. And he says it's because when he
Hustle.
was growing up, he used to love those fruit carts and everybody was so nice to him that he
Same.
wants to share some of that love. And all the girls are like, oh my God, he's so adorable. He also says, okay, he's a doctor. So here's the thing with doctors. I feel like a lot of people think, nerd alert. No. In Korea, because these doctors, once they become a doctor, everybody wants to marry them. A lot of these doctors, they be doing some stuff outside of their marriage that is unthinkable, that is foul, okay? Because they're in high demand, I guess, or whatever, have you not? Now, this
I mean, they are, but once again, I would not date a doctor. I just can't. It's just too much on the plate. It's a lot. It's just a lot. Maybe emotionally, there might be some stuff there, considering the things that they have to go through and the things that they see that you might not be able to relate to. Oh my God, but working in one of those little fruit trucks would be cute. I had such fond memories as a kid. like going to soccer fields and then having El Paletero like stop by. They have like a whole cart. They have their paletas, their ice creams, chicharrones, like dulces, elote. They have all the stuff. Good times.
This doctor,
Wait,
I don't
wait.
think.
What do you mean? Like,
Yeah,
how do you just
yeah.
like end it there?
Yeah, they be cheating.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Are you gonna go into details? Just.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know anyone,
Okay, but this is just.
but this is like what I've heard.
Okay.
Like you would think, but no. Like people are just like, there will be, it's like the doctors that own their own clinics. Oh my God. The second doctor on this train, he reminds me of that type. I feel like he's like, yeah, I want a wife. I want a wife. He gives me the vibe that he's going into the office every day and flirting with the dental assistants. I just get a vibe from him. I get a vibe, and I think the girlies do too, because all of them are unpressing their buttons and going to the guy that wants to sell fruit after he retires, because he's kind of adorbs. So he says that not only does he want to sell fruit, but he loves to go to the arcade when he's really stressed out and play Pump It. Okay, you
What's
know,
that?
Pump It is
No.
like Dance Revolution.
Oh my
You know, when you
God.
press on the arrows. But what's
Hey.
crazy is these
That is
producers,
cute.
they followed him to an arcade to play Pump It Up. And he's got such a soft featured face, and he's so stoic and shy all the time. And then he just puts on his shoes. He's got special Pump It Up shoes. He puts them
Damn.
on. And then he says he plays for like 2 hours twice a week. It's like his workout.
Oh
And the top
my
half of his
workout.
body is like brain surgery mode. He's not moving. His face is stoic. And then you just see like his legs like and it
He's
reminds
stomping
me
on
of the
roaches.
new TikTok trend where they get the K-dramas.
Oh, yes, yes.
That are like,
Stop! Just tell me you love me!
but then someone is stitching the legs. And the legs are always like doing ballerina, like doing a plie. That's what it reminds me
Is he
of.
really good?
Yeah, he's pretty good. I've never seen
focused.
legs that move that fast. It was actually kind of creepy. It made me a little itchy. Like, you know when something looks so unnatural, it makes you itchy?
Oh man.
But the girls are loving it. The counselors are saying that's crazy. If he's playing Pump It Up during his free time, he's not looking at other girls. He's going to be the best husband. And with that, everyone's pressing there, but he got 10 votes. I think there's only like 12
let's
girls left.
go.
They're loving him.
What kind of doctor is he? Did they say? Are we there yet?
I forget. He says he's backpacks a lot, you know? And then he
Wow.
does say that last time I went backpacking, I met someone really nice. And all the girls are holding their breath. And the hosts are like, whoa, wait, hold on. Like, I don't know if you want to go into this right now because you've got 10 votes. I don't know what your game plan is, but like, let's maybe not. And then he's like, what's wrong? I just met someone nice when I went backpacking. And they're like, okay, he's going to shoot his own foot. We got to let him shoot his own foot. What do you
Just
mean you
go.
met someone nice? The hosts
He'll
are
patch
just
up his
grilling
foot.
him.
He's a doctor.
I went to a guest house and I was staying with the host, and the owner recommended me to, and I was like working nearby for 2 months because he was so nice. And they were like, oh,
He was so nice.
yeah. And they were like,
Okay.
okay. It's not what we thought. It's not what we thought. So then the girls are like, okay, we're gonna stay with our little opinions. And so everybody is staying with this guy. And now it's his time to choose. He starts walking down and the camera is focusing on contestant number 18 a lot. So I'm like, I feel like he's gonna choose contestant number 18. Where is the surprise here?
Gotta be something
Contestant number
random.
18. She gives me bunny vibes. You know how people say you look like a bunny, a deer, a bird, a cat, or a dog,
Sure.
right? Are those the
Yeah.
categories? I think that's all the
There's
categories. Which
more.
one do I look like?
You?
But
Okay, okay. What does that mean?
I'm just not good at this, girl.
Like a fish.
Like a fish? Like a
just blame
fish?
your husband.
Oh,
Like a blowfish.
like a blowfish? I'm so
Like,
offended.
in the cutest
The
way
one that
possible.
choked on that carrot.
Thank you so much. It's because yesterday, you know those TikToks that's like, which fish is your girlfriend? And he was like genuinely like holding it up to my face. It was such a serious, like,
my
we were
God.
taking it so seriously, you guys.
Yo, it was hard. I literally could not pick. They all look like Stephanie.
And then he would be like, wait, can you do this face? And then I was standing there for like 30 minutes going, and then he'd be like, I see it. I see it. I can't even choose.
Yo, I gotta find that
swiping.
TikTok. It was so good.
Okay, so contestant 18, she looks like a bunny and she gives me bunny vibes. She's very playful. That's the energy. She is clearly here to find love. She's clearly here to decide on her husband. Now, here's the problem. I don't think Girly Pop can even decide what she wants for dinner. She's changing her mind every 0.2 seconds. She is non-committal at all. And she says, we've been given 5 seconds to decide. Okay, so I don't know if I can marry someone in 5, 4. And she's like, what do I do? What do I do? And she's freaking
not the
out.
time.
And then she keeps her button. Okay, she keeps it. She has picked number 7. She said, I don't know. I just felt like I should go with it. So he starts walking down the runway because this is so dystopian. All of them are seated 1 through 30 and there's a runway and he starts walking down and it's kind of it's giving seafood aisle at a grocery store. It's a lot.
God.
When I think about it too
Ew.
much, I go, oh, what are we doing as humans? But then when I don't think about it, I'm like, this is so fun. Okay. So he's walking down and he says, this is the first person, during the first impressions, when we were forced to stare at each other for 30 seconds, I was staring at her and it was crazy because she picked me, which is fascinating. So I am going to pick her. And he stops right in front of girl number 18, contestant number 18, and he picks her. Oh. And they go on a date. You know who this guy reminds me of? This guy reminds me of my brother,
oh my
Jason.
God.
I don't know what it is. Huh. They've got the exact same aura. Can you not imagine my brother playing Pump It Up with the most stoic face ever? I miss my brother.
This is so weird.
Yeah, he gives me that really stoic sad boy energy.
That's so random.
Where he just minds his own business. Yeah. And then I gotta be like, okay, well, are you gonna come over and hang out with the family? And then he's like, sure. And I'm like, do you hate us? And then it's like, no, I love you guys. It's just that energy. He gives me Jason energy, okay? This is my brother, Jason, and she is a bunny. So now I'm like, okay, that's good. I should introduce my brother to bunnies. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So they end up going on a date, and he's asking, how tall are you?
Said that, I can see
it. This is just the most awkward date that I've ever witnessed in my life. This man is so awkward. But I can also see them falling in love. What's your occupation? I'm a pharmacist. Huh. Oh, that would be nice if, since we work in similar fields. Yeah, I graduated this year. It's my first year working. I'm just a beginner, so I don't really know anything. Then we're probably on the same level because he just started working as a doctor. Okay. Oh, okay. They're filling out the DMV form because I don't know why. All the budget is at the front. All the budget is in the 2 male hosts that are kikiing nonstop. The back of the house where they go on this one-on-one date, it's like a bunker. It's a bunker with DMV forms that they're filling out.
What's on the form?
It's when it's the guy's date time, which is right now, it's they have to guess what the guy likes. Yeah, and then he says, well, now the subject is money. Annual salary? Well, we both just started working. Right, I make about $48,000 a year. How about your assets? Assets?
Damn.
Yes.
A little intrusive.
I know. And she's like, well, I don't really have much since it's my first year working. And he's like, me neither. What's happening right now? But they seem really into it. And he seems this is how stoic he is. I mostly spend my money paying off my tuition. And it's an interest rate that's smaller.
In Asia, it's very common to when you go on these type of dating scenes, you ask about the background, the income, the salary.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for these types of programs, I totally get it, but not in real life. You go on a date in real life. What's your income? What's your assets?
Is that weird for American standards?
Oh yeah.
That's weird.
So weird.
It's what the fuck?
That's crazy. In Asia, it's what's your credit score? What's your annual salary? How much real estate do you and your family have?
Location of the real estate.
Yes.
Square footage. How many bedrooms? Because that matters. Because if it's your mother-in-law is going to stay in one of the bedrooms, one for the kids in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What kind of loans do you have?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are all the questions. But he's like, assets aren't important to me. And she's like, oh, okay. Honestly, they're cute. I don't know what else comes out of this date, but they seem really cute and they seem very committed to each other and it's adorable. And then she goes on to say, I do have a deal breaker. It starts with, they have to do this when they're sitting down. Like, my partner has to do this sitting down.
Do what?
We don't know, okay? So he's like, oh, well, I really want to get it right because I feel like that'll bring us closer if I get this answer right. So he starts guessing and he's like, okay, I hope that my partner is taking care of our child while sitting down.
What?
And she's like, oh, no, that's not what I meant. And so he's very confused. He's like, okay, I hope my partner will be looking at me when I'm sitting down. And she's like, okay, these are all so romantic. And
Okay,
then it cuts to her in the producer room and she's like, okay, I'm a little bit stressed right now because these are all so romantic and so cute so that I feel embarrassed telling him my real answer now.
Okay, can I guess?
Yeah.
Pull out her chair.
That was really romantic, but no. She wants her husband to pee while sitting down. She says she doesn't like pee-pee splatter. She doesn't want to see it. It's disgusting. It's gross in the restroom. And then she reveals it to him and she's like, God, I'm so embarrassed because you were being so romantic and cute. And like my whole deal breaker is like, I want you to pee when you're sitting down. And she's like a mess. And then he goes, regarding that conversation, I'm already doing it. My family, well, maybe it's too much information, but my whole family, we sit down. She goes to the producers
we're
after
sitters,
and she's like,
not
Can you believe
standards.
he's already doing this? What is happening? Okay, and then the next guy train is just weird. I feel like they ran out of categories because the fridge bods were taken, the doctors were taken, everything was taken. What else did they have? Oh, they had manly men.
The dogs.
The dogs. They got the dog type, the golden retrievers. And then they had...
Playboy.
Playboy.
No, playful boy.
Right?
It was like playful boyish charm.
Boyish charm.
And then they had the international students, which was so a niche. Like, I don't know if that's ever a dating prerequisite for me. Well, I guess it worked.
Either.
I was like, you gotta be international, okay? So it's such a weird prerequisite. So they move on to the next train, which is literally just the train of ridiculous marriage conditions. So one of them is like, you gotta move to Australia for me. All the girls are like 0. Especially when he walks out, they're like even more 0 because I guess visually he just like they didn't want to go to Australia and just look at him, I think. Was the problem. Is that mean to say? I'm just trying to be honest, okay? And then the next guy, he says, you have to be okay spending 8 months alone without me a year. So everyone's like, what is going on? He walks out. He's like, hello, everyone. I'm the sea captain. So he's like the captain of the seas, okay? Due to the nature of his work, he works for 4 months at sea. He gets 2 months off, and then he goes for another 4 months, and then get 2 months off. And everyone's like, no, 0.
That is wild.
0. But he calls himself the Prince of the Sea, which already would have made me unbutton. He said, when you look at the night in the Pacific Ocean, it's filled with stars. It's truly stunning. But looking at the stars alone makes me so lonely. So I thought to myself the last time I was out at sea, once I get off this ship, I'll find a woman to marry. The girls said no. They said absolutely not. He got no votes. And then another guy, his weird condition was, I want to give my mom $1,400 monthly, which a lot of girls felt like was a lot. And like, this is crazy that this is a conversation in Asia. I don't know if this is a conversation in America. You guys let me know. Because I felt like we kind of had this conversation.
Yeah.
Which is like, eventually, like your parents... What's gonna happen? We gotta all be on the same page, right? But he does run like a little, I think he runs a restaurant and his annual salary is $41,000. So people said it's kind of a lot to be giving your mom $1,400. And so the girls were getting a little bit stressed because like once you have kids and then all of that. And he also bought his mom an apartment unit that was worth $210,000, which don't get me wrong. I think that is incredible. I think just objectively speaking, what a man, right? But also, really I think there was a slight concern that maybe he was a mama's boy, you know? So a few people were confused, but one girl kept her light on and they went on a date. They went on that date and it was not good. I don't think she had a good time on this date. Okay, so they go on this date and she's explaining how she was a violin major. So she's a violinist. beautiful, stunning. She's never been in a relationship before, okay? She majored in viola. She was way too focused in her studies. She didn't have time or energy to think about dating. He's asking her how much she makes. He makes $41,000. She makes $14,000. So you
got a phone call. I'm back. Sorry. I had to take the phone call. It was important.
you know, definitely.
And what's his like reaction to that?
His reaction was not great. Okay, it was like, oh, okay, lower than I expected. He said, you know, as I'm getting older, I started to think about being practical, and I thought it'd be nice to be, in a love-based relationship. However, in a love-based relationship where both parties could benefit from one another.
Damn.
And she's just kind of nodding. And he's like, so, you know, that way both parties can continue to grow. It's like a relationship that promotes growth. So I genuinely wanted someone who could help out at my restaurant. And
Wait,
she's like,
help out at my restaurant, like work in his restaurant?
I'm trying to
and she's
hire.
like, what? And he goes, I mean, for example, she could be like a really good marketer. So I was thinking maybe I could date an influencer who could promote my restaurant.
Damn.
And then she's just like, what are you saying right
Is
now?
he like,
So before you were like a partner that where we can like pick each other up as a unit. We are in this together. But then he's like, no. What I mean is my restaurant. Me. Blossom my restaurant.
interviewing right now?
Yeah,
He pretty much is what it feels like.
And then he goes, but you know, you could play the violin at my restaurant. And she was so offended. She goes,
Dude.
are you going to pay me?
Uh-huh.
I'm so confused. And then later with the producers, he's no longer with her. He's just telling the producers, you know, I mean, she told me she plays a violin. So I told her she could play it at my restaurant. It could help my business. I mean, I was serious about it. I was like, you could play the violin at my restaurant. There's musicians who play at restaurants, you know? She didn't take it seriously, and I was confused by that.
Yo, this is crazy.
And I'm like,
This is
"Sir,
crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's
I don't
crazy.
care if you run a Michelin star restaurant. That is absolutely
Yeah.
unhinged to ask of someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess not unhinged because she tells the producers, I think it went well.
Oh.
Yeah, we were laughing, we were chatting.
Oh, okay. She likes him.
It seems like it, but he did not press the heart button for her. He did not press it for her. He said, I didn't get any new butterflies. So that's all I got to say about that. And then the last train, I'm just going to breeze through it. But the last train, I just need you to know how specific some of these dating prerequisites are in Korea. The last train are Samsung employees. Because working at Samsung is cutthroat. Even if you're the top of the top university, to get a position at Samsung, oh, you're fighting for it. And you know what's crazy? There's like a Samsung in America. Well, duh, yeah, there's Samsung. Okay, but there's like a HQ, Samsung America, right? And so we knew someone that was working there, and they were like, don't ever work there. You're in America, but they're working you like you're in Korea. You're working like doctor hours during residency. You're doing like 120 hours a week. They're yelling at you. They're screaming at you. And she's like, I am so confused. Okay, I don't think they're breaking any laws, but you get the vibe. Okay, so getting into Samsung is the best thing you can do in Korea. So this is the Samsung train. It's like, imagine a train comes down. It's like the Meta train. It's like, what is happening right now? The OpenAI train, like what? So they're just, honestly, they're whatever. They seem like nice people. They all go on dates, but apparently it wasn't riveting because we don't really get to see any of it. Now, out of the 60 people, 36 of them went on dates. So how many couples is that?
18.
Thanks. Nerd alert. No, I'm just kidding, okay? So 18 of them go on dates. And now there's a few guys that were never chosen by any girls. Like they couldn't even go down and pick a girl to go on a date with. And they're all sitting in the back. I thought they were sent home. They weren't. They're sitting there wondering, I mean, what's the problem? One of them is like, it's because I'm the prince of the sea. Like I gotta leave for 8 months and like clearly I don't know why, but I feel like if a woman wants to be in a relationship, they have to accept my job. I'm going out to sea to provide for my family, and that's still not okay. Another one said, you know, I did put in my condition. I said that my girlfriend needs to look like Kim Tae-hee, which is just only one of the most beautiful women in the world. So maybe that was a lesson that I needed to learn, you know? And he said, I did learn from the other guys. It's been an unspoken rule that in relationships, you don't bring up Kim Tae-hee or Song Hye-kyo. You don't bring them up. You don't even say their names, you know? You just don't, it's not good. It's not gonna end well. I mean, what are you gonna say, right? You look better than them? That's a lie. Okay, so
he still hasn't learned his lesson.
Yeah, so he's just like, what am I gonna do, okay? I mean, I just want a woman that's naturally as beautiful, but I am deeply reflecting and regretting what I said. So there's that.
And now what does he look like?
Not good.
Nothing
Not
like
Kim
a
Tae-hee's
celebrity.
husband.
And who's that?
Isn't she married to Rain?
Oh.
Yeah, none of them look like Rain.
What?
Yeah.
That's funny.
None of them look like Rain, okay?
This video.
And then another one is like, I think a lot of them thought that I was fun, but just not husband material, because I think I was like being too fun on the stage. And it's like, sir, I don't think that's why. I don't think that's why.
But there's like a HQ, Samsung America, right?
Yeah. So they're clueless.
No. Another one, he's sitting there, arm to the side. He's like, it's very clear to me that in this day and age, Korean women...
Sir, shave. Please, shave. Like, that is just not, that's not it. It's not doing it any favors. Shave.
Still don't like men with beards. I mean...
What is a beard? Where?
Guess what, next day? Fresh as a baby. Freshly shaved, no beard.
He looks better.
No beard.
No.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, is he better?
Honestly, yeah.
He looks better.
What's crazy is I actually have no preference. Facial hair, no facial hair, whatever.
I'm kind of there like, it depends. I was just thinking about this yesterday because it got brought up in another video. Like, some people look really good with a beard. Some people, I think they look a bit better, like more clean faced. But I think it helps if you can grow like a full beard. Not like what that guy had, not like a chin strap or anything, like sparse areas. I know it's difficult for some men to kind of grow a full beard, but I think that will look a bit better.
That's a lie. Like, I don't know if I'm into Santa Clauses. I think some people could be.
Yeah.
I'm not into long
But if you're like
beards.
doing this shit with your beard, it's time. It's time to go to the bathroom, okay? But he just like freshly shaves it. I think with the mustache, I don't know if it was the fact that it was just too thin and skinny. He looked a little byonte, like a little pervy. He looked a little pervy, okay? But with it, he looks good. He looks great, yeah.
Slay.
So then now all the guys are sitting in the girls' spot. They have the power of the button. They get to sit there, have all the girls come out on the trains, and they get to press their little button. Like, imagine the power of the button. I feel like that's the power of a nuclear code. I would just be pressing it, unpressing it, messing with their minds. They'd be like, why'd she unpress it? You'll never know. I want you to go home and think about it. No, I'm just kidding. No one cares that much, but that's what I would do. Okay, so the guys are like, I get the feeling that this one's gonna be a crazy season. So they see on the wall all of the different potential categories. One of them is beauty pageants.
Oof.
Oof.
But they've seen all of them.
Yeah. Amnesia. Amnesia. But like, they didn't see all of them because if you came out later, you didn't see a lot of them.
Got
right?
it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you do see them during the first impression, but after that.
Yeah.
And then you have entrepreneurs. And like, for some reason, they gave a little hint. They said one of them is a pork cutlet franchise owner, a donkasu owner.
Which is like really good.
Yeah, and one of the guys is leaning to the other guys. I don't know, I'm already drawn to her. Like, which franchise do you think it is? Do you think we know it? I mean, the other guy's responding, it's just impossible, you know?
Impossible.
For men to not like donkasu.
Oh, it's impossible for a woman to own a business.
Bro, imagine. But I feel like some of these guys would be the type to say that. I feel like they would pull a Myron. Which, by the way, guys, You know Myron from Fresh and Fit?
Oh my God.
I talked about him in a separate video, not on this channel.
Why?
Okay, and I said, why is Myron in the courtroom? Why is he in the courthouse? What is he doing? And apparently he talked about me in his live stream and said, I don't even know who this girl is, but Ling Ling be talking shit.
I'll keep it 1,000 with you guys. I had no idea.
Oh my God, I don't care what he has to say. He's disgusting. I thought he was gone. Why is he back? Oh, he's like everything that is wrong with men. Like, it's not even a man to call him. He's like a grown baby and disgusting.
Just kidding.
Anyway, that's my Myron tidbit. But they're saying, no, tonkatsu is like soul food. There's no guy in this room that doesn't like tonkatsu. I swear. Another guy is just telling the producers, I thought I should choose her because at least I wouldn't starve.
You like tonkatsu? You don't like tonkatsu.
I'm allergic to pork.
Yeah, I don't like tonkatsu either.
Yeah. I can probably, I like a cheese katsu.
Cheese,
Yeah.
cheese filled. Yeah.
Now, is there a keyword that you're attracted to? The guys are asking each other. And people are saying, I don't know. They're looking at it. I mean, there's, and then everyone falls to that one keyword. Can you guess what the keyword is?
Cute.
Hot.
No.
No?
Cute.
It's so specific.
I'm trying to think, man. What
So
do Korean
specific.
men? What are
Yeah.
Korean?
I find that a lot of them lean more towards the innocent, girl next door, super cute kind of look. At some points, well, at some points it could get really disturbing. Like, it sounds like kind of like they're describing a child, but maybe that's just a small handful of disgusting people out there. But I find that for a lot, that's kind of like where they lean towards.
Into like cute? No.
Okay,
Is it
so
you say more specific?
yes, there's two that guys were really intrigued by. The
Okay.
first one is annual salary higher than $70,000. A lot of guys are
Okay.
into that, and I was just thinking to myself, that's crazy. But it's been a conversation of like a lot of guys anywhere will say that women are gold diggers, but because of the state of the economy recently, a lot of guys be thinking about dual income households, and they want to know what the other side is. They want to know. Okay, so they said that's the one I like. That's the one, and then the first one that everybody loves is cat-like faces. What?
Yeah.
That's so specific. It's not beauty pageants. It's like cat-like faces.
I've actually
I see
never
that a
heard of
lot.
that before. Is that like a new trend in Korea?
No, it's been a thing. It's been a thing for a while.
No.
I don't know. They just love cat-like faces.
Huh?
Yeah.
And
so
what does that look like? I can't even picture it. Like a cat?
Once you see it,
They
you
look like
kind of get a
cats.
resemblance.
they look very cat-like.
Oh, like catty looking eyes.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
Like a small mouth.
Yes, they look like cats. They give like
Wow.
black cat energy. They look like cats. Honestly, they're stunning. They're beautiful. It could not be
of
me. My face is
course.
way too round. Like with a cat, you gotta have sharp features.
I mean, you're not bad. Come on.
You said I look like a blowfish, okay? Okay?
Like in a cute way, though.
Thank you. So the first train comes out. It's actually not the cat-like faces they bring out first. They bring out the entrepreneurs. There's 3 of them. They're all posing,
God.
and the silhouettes are revealed.
What
The
is this
first one
Charlie's
is
Angel
the pork
pose?
cutlet franchise. And when she walks out of there, she looks like she would be the brand ambassador for a pork cutlet restaurant. She looks good. I feel like a lot of guys would want to
What?
work for her just so that they could be in her vicinity. She's so pretty. And she's talented. And she's an entrepreneur. And like, this is my problem with the dating shows. Every time I watch Singles Inferno, I would watch it with my mom because it's like the only show that we can really watch together. Why do I like all the girls so much more than I like all the guys? Okay, so she's walking out. She's very calm. She's very collected. She's accomplished. Female number 17. And she just looks... She looks like she got it. Guys are pressing the buttons. And then the next one, she owns a hair salon in
Whoa.
Karusuki,
Whoa.
What's
which
that?
is like the Rodeo Drive. Her annual salary is $210,000. The guys are freaking out. And when the lights turn on, she looks like a doll. And people are
Yeah.
going crazy. The guys are saying, Karusuki? I mean, Do you know about the rent there? They say you are only gonna make it in Karusukir if you're good because of how many businesses shut down. The rent is so expensive, no one can make it. She owns so many different salons. What's happening? People are like going crazy for this.
Karasuki?
Yeah, Karusukir.
Karasuki. Have we been there?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the third entrepreneur, before her face is revealed, they go through her marriage conditions because it's a very odd marriage condition. Her marriage condition is, I prefer short guys.
Ooh.
Short keys.
Do you remember this couple? Do you remember this couple? She's so beautiful. She's stunning. And she was, she got paired with the guy that was singing the Chinese song. And I showed you the Chinese song and you listened the whole way through.
Oh, yeah. I remember him.
And then you said, I don't know what he just said. I think that was Cantonese. And I said, sir, okay, do you remember him?
Yes.
And do you remember the date? The date was cute.
Oh, wait, she is like super like smiley and cute, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And so he chose her, and then she was like, I didn't know if I should have turned my button off because I normally don't like
tall guys.
So when they reveal her little thing, he's already alert, and he's a man in love, which I love that for him, okay? He's like, I know who exactly this is because she told him straight up, you're too tall for me. I feel like anyone who's tall feels like a guy friend. She also doesn't like the aura of tall guys. She actually prefers when guys are shorter than her. And he was so confused, and he even told her, tomorrow I'm gonna wear my slipper instead of my dress shoes so that I can be shorter for you. And he was so smitten by her. He was like, I wish I could just chop him off at the knees. Like, that was the vibe he was giving. He was like, I will get on my knees and beg for you and just like waddle behind you. That's his energy. And right now he's so alert. He's looking at everybody, and all the other guys are like foaming at the mouth. Okay, they're like, oh, she loves a short king. Button. That gave me the ick. I don't know why it gave me the ick. Why did that give me the ick? I have no clue, okay? And even one of the hosts is like, I want a button, and the other host is holding him back. And then he's like, no, let me talk about it. And he goes to look at her, and he's like, damn, she's so pretty. Lights turn on. She walks out.
Ooh.
And everyone is like, oh my God, button.
Was it off or on?
On.
Oh.
She's so pretty. And she just says, personally, I like men with really high self-esteem. And so I like guys that are like, yeah, my girlfriend's taller than me, and I'm fine with that. I just prefer men that are very confident.
A confident short king.
Yes.
She wants
Yeah,
it.
she wants a confident short king. It's like so oddly specific.
Yeah.
It's so oddly specific. And that guy is sitting there thinking, should I press my button? Should I press my button?
Oh, he didn't press the
Oh
button?
my God,
because-
the movement of his mouth kind of tripped me out because I thought it was just like a picture, but then his mouth started to move.
Sitting there thinking, should I press my button? Should I press my button?
Oh, he didn't press the button?
Yeah,
It
because
looked
he's
almost
like,
AI
I know that she
generated.
doesn't want to date me, but should I press my button?
What's her like business again?
I
She's an
think she
entrepreneur,
owns like
right?
7 different hair salons, and she makes around like $340,000 a year. So she's making a lot of money. Okay, people are pressing the button when they hear about her income too. These guys are like, yes, you love a short king. Yes, you make more money than me. Yes. And you know what's crazy? Episode 1, if you haven't seen it, the only thing that show has taught me is that I do think this is true. I think we as women, we love to talk about how we want a man that makes good money, okay? However, we fall in love and suddenly that goes out the door because the rich train, nobody got chosen.
Yeah, the most popular was the dog.
The dogs.
Golden. Every girl wants a golden retriever.
Yeah, it was not the rich train. It was not the doctor train. I mean, they got a lot of votes, but not really. It's so interesting, okay? So all the girls are in the waiting room and they're like, oh my God, she's getting so many votes. What's happening? And she says, hello, I'm girl number 10 and I want to make your heart flutter every morning. For the past few years, I stayed up for 3 nights and slept for 3 hours, like to focus on my work. And I came to realize that I should focus on my life. And so I wanted to get married, and that's why I wanted to join this show. I love short men. I find them comfortable, lovely, sexy, and cute. If height doesn't matter to you, what qualities matter? A guy is asking. Okay, heckler, calm down, okay? What do you look for in a man?
Validate
I think it's
me.
his tendencies. You know, someone who can savor double the fun and like having touching moments together. Okay. So then the sea captain is like, well, how about about only having fun for like 4 months of the year.
Huh?
She's like,
Oh, is this the captain?
No.
Are you shorter than me?
Yeah, she's like, sorry. And so he unclicks his button, and she does not want a sailor. And that guy, the international guy, is just sitting there, very pouty face, and he's like, I don't know what to do.
The first match?
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if I should pick her and just let her decide, or if, but she's too popular. I don't think that she's gonna want me.
Oh my god.
And the host is like, please make up your mind. You have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2,
on.
1.
Come on.
And he doesn't pick her.
Sir, you had your eyes on this woman the second you saw her because she was so smiley and everything. She picked you, and now you're not gonna pick her. I would just, give it a shot again. But I guess he's not gonna fight for her, at least for now.
Oh my god, is she disappointed?
She looks disappointed. She looks over at him.
But why does she keep saying short man? Like,
I don't know, but she just looks so disappointed. I guess
Really?
it's too late to change her condition.
oh.
Yeah, and she just looks really disappointed, and she looks like she doesn't really want to choose anybody. And then at the end, she just like choose a random person. They go on a date. He is definitely shorter than her, but I don't think it went well because we don't see anything from that date.
Oh.
Yeah. And then after this train moves on, we get to the cat-like
Ruined it.
faces. I mean, there are guys that were waiting for this
God.
train. I mean, the way that they're just like foaming at the mouth when this train is coming on, I'm scared. Like, calm down. We don't need to see this, okay? They're so excited. Even their silhouettes are on. They're like, look at her body. She's got a beautiful body. They're like already picking. I don't know why. I don't know why it was okay when the women were objectifying the men. I gotta go outside, okay? But like, they're just like, look at that body. It's the way they say it. It's the way they say it, okay? The girls be saying it in a way that
I can see what you're saying. It's one to make kind of like a passing observation, like, oh, I like their physique. They look like they take care of themselves, so on and so forth. Versus like, look at their body. Oh my god, you know what I mean? There is a huge difference, and it's kind of a world of a difference. A make or break.
cute. Okay, they're like pressing the button. I'm like, I'm scared. So then they reveal the silhouette. She walks out, female number 25, contestant number 25. She's so pretty. She looks like a cat. You know that new K-drama that's when you die, you meet your pet in heaven, but it's not an animal, you meet like the person.
Oh.
Yeah, and so
Damn.
like, okay, so you meet your person that's your pet in heaven, and they'll do things your pet does. So like this little grandma, she meets her pet at the cafe, and it's a girl, and she just knocks over the grandma's drink, and she's like, oh my god,
It's you.
I miss you. And then she's just knocking her drink over, like, why'd you take so long? I was waiting for you. Yeah, it's so cute. She could play a cat. She could play a cat. She looks like a cat. I mean, she's beautiful. And as she's walking out, they introduced her as an interpreter for a global company. Okay, she's actually really cute. When they asked her for who her celebrity lookalike is, she said Han Ye-seo, which is, again, one of the greats in South Korea. She is one of the greats, okay? She's stunning. A beautiful... Wait, she's the one that's married to Rain. Yeah, no, I think she's married to Rain.
Let's fact check this, y'all.
Let's fact check
This is
this.
crazy. We're gonna offend some people.
I know, I'm so
Let's
sorry.
make sure I fact check all these.
No, I think Han Ye-seo is married to Rain. Yes.
Damn.
Okay, Kim Tae-hee has been...
I feel like Kim Tae-hee is the one married to.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Kim Tae-hee.
Yeah, yeah.
Han Ye...
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Chat, we good. Okay, all right.
So,
we're good.
okay, Han Ye-seo, right? And she says, I slightly resemble Han Ye-seo. Han Ye-seo is like one of the greats. She's like Kim Tae-hee. You don't say that. You don't say that. You never tell anyone you look like IU. That's just something you don't do because you're just looking to get ran through the mud. Okay, you don't do that. But she's cute with it. She says, for a really brief second, like this. Okay. So then I was like, this one's smart. Okay. She said, only when I do this. I look like Han Ye-seo like that. Okay. And she says, what are you the least confident about? Acting cute, aegyo, which is a thing in Korea. Like you gotta, Aegyo's a
No,
thing in Korea
please, no.
where y'all know. I don't even know what to say. You guys know
Yeah,
exactly what
you don't
I'm
have to
talking
get
about.
into it.
And it's like a thing when you date someone, you gotta have Aegyo.
Yeah.
And she said she was so bad at it that she would have to learn from like textbooks. Like they have books on Aegyo and she would read the books, okay?
Oh
And so they're like,
God.
can you show us Aegyo? And she speaks multiple languages because she's an interpreter. And she goes, do you want to Netflix and chill?
Do you want to watch Netflix and chill?
And then she says in Korean, which is the version of Netflix and chill in Korean, which is, do you want to come over for ramen? That's the Korean version of do you want to Netflix and chill, because they're not trying to slurp ramen, they're trying to slurp something else.
That's a very different Aegyo from what I thought Aegyo was. I thought Aegyo was just like acting cute and a little cringy. But
Right? I thought that's what she was gonna do when that video popped up, but I was like, okay, this is a little different.
she say Netflix and chill?
I thought she was gonna
That's
put on a
not
high
It
Aegyo.
voice.
was cute. It was cute.
Oh.
And so then she goes out there and she starts talking and she says, hello, I convey emotions through language in my work. I'm number 25, an entrepreneur. I also like being a host, so I've worked as a Korean English host at international events. And everybody is pressing their button because she's so chic. The way she speaks, oh, this is the type of woman you bring home to your mother. This is the type of woman that everyone will be like, who are you then? Because she is a catch. Like, she is sophisticated. She is elegant. She is Miss Congeniality.
And she looks like a cat, right?
Yeah, and she looks like a cat. But like, she looks like the cat in a very chic way. The next one that comes out looks like a cat in like an idol way, right? And she's doing this in her silhouette. She's doing a cat ear on the silhouette,
Got a
okay?
bow on
and
her
one of the guys
head.
says, a cat strolls across the frozen Han River. Do you know that one?
Wait, I've heard this. Not Jungwon. Not Lino.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so they do that. And then the lights turn on and they're like, we already know who she is. The guys, contestant number 19. She's so pretty. Her condition is, please understand, even if I give my family $2,000 a month. So the guys are like, ugh, yikes, that's a tough one. And the guys are asking the question, like, is it my money or her money that she's given? She says, I'm the eldest daughter, so I need to support my parents. And so some of the guys are like, God, what do we do? They start unclicking their buttons. It's a huge obstacle, right? Lights turn on. She walks out, literal doll. I mean, like, doll. She's the one that I was talking about in episode 1. Doll.
Oh.
Okay? All the guys' lights turn back on. And
Yeah,
the female
thought
counselor,
so.
the girl counselor goes, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? For these guys, it doesn't really matter, right? They're gonna change their mind. I mean, look at her, okay? They're pressing her. She looks like a fairy and she makes over 6 figures a year. So they're like, okay, so you are paying your parents $2,000. She says that she's an influencer with 440,000 followers. She doesn't really explain much. But there's like, this is where the drama was starting in episode 1. Everyone was like, do you know who that is?
right.
I know
They
who
were
that is. And then there's
whispering.
like flash forwards of her crying and like people causing drama. And I was like, who is she? Who is she, right? I found out who she was. I did not know. And they don't
Controversial?
tell us in this episode either. But she dated Seungri from Burning Sun. Now the problem is, she dated him recently.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they broke up recently in like 2023. They were going to like
Wow.
Thailand together, Bangkok.
You ugly bitch. Why? Just gotta be pretty on the outside, disgusting on the inside. Dated him recently. It was one thing if you dated him before the whole thing kind of opened up. Still sus. But dated him recently after knowing what he's done to women. Yeah, I don't feel bad for you crying. I hope you cry more.
It's confirmed?
I
or is it
don't feel
rumored?
bad.
I mean, it's like relatively confirmed. Yeah. And she
Relatively
like draws
confirmed.
hints at like, there's always these deep moments where she's talking about like, I don't know if I should even be here.
You shouldn't.
And then people are like whispering, do you know who her ex is? It's not talked about in episode 2. She just says, like, she tells the producers later that there are rumors that keep haunting me. So I would like to hope that maybe it's false, but I was online and it looked like there were pictures where she's wearing similar outfits. Okay, so I don't think they ever did like a hard launch. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. But it seems
she
like
was still
relatively
with him.
But she's saying there are rumors that keep haunting me, but what can I do? Like, I wish to meet a good partner and do my best, and that's why I'm here.
Okay, it doesn't sound like she's saying no, those rumors are false. I've never met up with him. She's not denying them.
And I don't think anybody knows. It's like in the girls' room that a lot of the girls are like, wait, I feel like I know her, because when they were sitting, no one's staring at her head on. But now on the screen, they can see her. And so they're like, God, I know her. Where do I know her from? And she said she's an influencer. And they're like, oh my God, that's Bla's ex. So apparently she also dated another celebrity. So everyone's like, oh my God, what is happening? And it seems like there's going to be a lot of drama going forward about that. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if she's going to say that they never dated. I don't know. So we're just going to have to see about that.
Did she match with anybody?
She did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And just, yeah, she did. So then they bring in the next train of girls, okay? This one, she's got a very strong thing, okay? Her marriage condition is, I hate men with thin lips. I don't like it. And if you have thin lips, I don't want to date you. And that's it.
What's the train?
Wow.
I don't even know what the train was. It was just like weird conditions, I think. She's like, I will never date someone with thin lips. I hate people with thin lips, okay? And the guys are a little concerned. Like, wait, they're looking at each other and asking, are my lips good enough? And they're like, should I even press the button? Like, what do you think of my lips? Because her silhouette, banging, 10 out of 10. But are my lips good enough? Is she going to choose me? They're all so confused, okay? And she just says, I mean, guys' lips play a huge part for me. I don't like thin lips that are small and thin. I want lips. Like, when I kiss a guy, I want to feel like, oh, these are lips. Now, what's crazy is that her silhouette is revealed, and the first date that she went on the first date that she went on was with the dermatologist, the national golfer turned dermatologist. Do you remember him? He was like a fan favorite, okay? She goes on a date with him, and he's got the world's thinnest lips. Where are they? We don't know. He's still looking for them, okay? Now he's getting stressed because he's like, I wanted to go on a date with her again, but now I have thin lips.
Just like,
she's
do this.
Right?
And
Everyone's
she
just
seems
like pouting.
very certain, okay? And she's like, when we kiss, I want to feel the lips. I want to know that the lips are there. And the guys are like, what is happening? And he doesn't know if he should turn on his button, because what if she doesn't even choose me?
I mean, it's a very quick surgery, you know?
Yeah. She is the head of VIP wealth management at a bank.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, well, I'm the head of the bank, blah, blah, blah. If you pick me, thank you for listening. Hee hee. And so the guys are all confused, like, wait, what do we do about our lips? Like, she doesn't like thin lips. And so they're all looking around at each other. Some of them are turning off their lights. He turns on his light.
The thin lip. Okay.
And he starts talking to her. He says, hi, just wondering, how do you feel about my lips? And she looks at him and she goes, I think the most important thing is when you smile. And when you smile, I think your lips are fine. And he's cheesing so hard. He can't even stop smiling. He's like, you like my smile? I'm going to keep doing my smile. I love this. I love this couple. Okay. So he's like smiling so big. His button is pressed. And then finally it's her time to choose. And she walks down the runway.
Not him.
And says, do you want to go? And they go together.
Oh, they do. Okay.
This is their second date together. It was honestly so cute. Yeah. His lips get a pass. But even the hosts, as they're walking away, they're like, wow, that's such a cute couple. However, those are the thinnest fucking lips I've ever seen in my life. So.
Is it that bad?
It's not bad. But when she specifically said she doesn't like thin lips, they're on the thinner side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're like, how? He's got the world's thinnest lips.
There's
so the
always
hosts
an
are very
exception
confused.
somewhere.
They're bamboozled.
Like this girl and her lips, and the one really smiley girl who likes short kings versus the guy who was a bit taller. There's always an exception there. If you like the feel of this person, you're going to make that exception.
By this, what do you mean? What's happening right now? I mean, maybe his personality is so stellar that the lips mean nothing. So then the next few weird conditions get revealed. The next one says, her condition is make me a housewife. Oof. And the guys don't like it. They don't like it. So they're all turning off their lights. And yeah, I mean, they're just turning off their lights.
No matches?
No. And she says she's a ballet teacher. And it's not that she doesn't like working. It's just she wants to be a housewife. And so they turn off her lights. And then the next one comes up and she says she only eats delivery food. She doesn't cook, she only eats takeout. All the guys turn off their lights. I don't know if that's the part that the guys didn't like. It was, she comes out onto the stage and she very aggressively says, this is like out of context, nowhere. Like we had no lead up to this.
What?
She says, I currently live with a cute cat. Who wants to come over to see my cat? And it's kind of aggressive. And everyone's like, whoa, what just, and it was so unprompted. It was so out of nowhere. And then everyone turned off their lights. Yeah, it was just like very aggressive. Like it was kind of weird. It was a little uncomfortable. And then one of the guys just said, well, I don't really like cats, so. And then the girl goes back to the producers and she's back there and she's just explaining, I shouldn't have asked them to come see my cat, huh? Then at least maybe I could have had a vote. I feel like they didn't like that cat thing. I don't know. I feel like there was a misunderstanding. Yeah.
I don't really know what there was there to misunderstand.
Okay, and then you remember the guy that I said is kind of like my brother, the doctor that plays Pump It Up, and he's got like that
Jason,
stoic,
your brother,
calm, like too zen, where I'm like, hello, are you having fun at this family gathering, or do you literally hate us? Like that's the vibe he has. Okay,
Stop.
He
I feel kind of called
on
out.
his light for anyone, and the hosts see that, and they say, any chance you're waiting for someone? Yeah, I don't think she's appeared yet.
The first date?
Yeah, he's waiting for his first date, okay?
Wow,
so the specialist train comes out, which means she's going to be on that train. She's a pharmacist, so it's like specialized, occupations. She comes out and she walks down and everyone is pressing their button because she's stunning. Yeah, people love her. And they say that she loves playing games. Like that's her one condition is like she loves playing video games and she kind of wants someone to play video games with her. And all the guys are like, I love video games. And all the guys are joking around like, you know what the best wedding present is? A PlayStation.
A PlayStation. Like we love girls like this. Oh my God, what kind of games do you think she plays?
This doctor, eyes are just fixed on her, and it's kind of romantic. I feel like they could get married at the end of the show. Like, I have hope that they are gonna walk down the aisle. She walks down and she says that she's a pharmacist and she can't wait to be her husband's biggest supporter. And everyone's like, yeah! And so some of the guys are even asking questions. And it's crazy because some guys actually don't like the video games. And they're like, could you work out with me or like go on a hike with me instead of playing video games? Or like, you need to play your video games. And then she's like, no, it's fine. I mean, I think I can play video games on my own free time. Like I like spending time with my partner. And so the guys are keeping their lights on. They love it. And so finally he's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. He's like, I gotta speak up. And so his voice rises. It echoes in the little room. And he goes, do you like Pump It Up, the game? And she's all smiling.
She's like, that's my favorite game.
And he's waiting, and she looks at him.
She hates it.
I love Pump It Up. And he's all, guys, this is the extent of Korean flirting. They're basically like conceiving a child as we speak. The energy radiating from them, everybody else notices it. Even the host, I don't know if the host forgot. He's like, wait, have you even played Pump It Up before? And she's like, yeah, I play it from time to time. Wow, okay, you play Pump It Up. How could this happen? Okay, well, go ahead and pick your pick. So she starts walking down the runway and she chooses
Someone different.
Pump It Up.
Oh my God,
and they go on a date, and it's so cute.
I keep expecting
for 20 minutes because they only
Pump
have
It
20
Up
minutes.
is like
a twist.
Dance Revolution? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Dance Revolution. Wait, what's the difference between Dance Revolution and Pump It Up? Oh, Dance Revolution is up, side, down, side. Pump It Up is left, right, left, right. So you got 4, 5. Dance Revolution is also 5. I'm so dumb.
So they're the same.
So you didn't marry me for my brains, is that what you're saying? I actually prefer Pump It Up. I used to fuck it up on Pump It Up. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't think so. But okay.
What do you
Go
mean?
break ankles.
You don't think I'm
pump
coordinated?
it up.
No.
Okay. You'll just have to wait and see. You don't even know what your wife is capable of. So she's like, yes, I love Pump It Up. They go on this date, and the date is only 20 minutes long. And for 20 minutes, they're just yapping. And then at the end, they're both like, wait, the time flew by so quick. Wait, we don't have enough time. And it was so cute. And if they don't get married, I'm going to cry. And I don't know if it's going to happen because later, the next episode, we get a foreshadowing to the next episode. Everybody does speed dating, like a gymnasium speed dating. Everybody sits down and you get like 5 minutes with each other. So you have to go through every single person of the speed dating, right?
Yeah.
And she starts falling for the dermatologist guy with the thin lips. And I was getting so stressed and I was like, no, don't do this to me, okay? So then after they go on the date, it's time for the next train. These are the former beauty pageant participants. Lots of buttons are being pressed. And the girl counselor is like, yes, because it's already confirmed that they're beautiful. So all the guys are like, yeah, I don't even care. Okay, they're pressing their buttons, they're foaming at the mouth, and they're all very tall. They're silhouettes, beauty pageant silhouettes. So the guys are like, my hopes are really high on this one. Oh my gosh, it's about to be crazy. First up, number 12, former Miss Gyeongbuk. Okay, she's currently a faculty member at Yonsei University, one of the Sky schools, and she's stunning. She makes around $34,000 a year, and she's very, very, very tall. She even owns her own villa in Seoul. So she walks forward. All the guys are like, oh my gosh, they're pressing their button. Now, girl number 2 is revealed. And she walks out. This is the fan of the rapper who says she looks like IU, although she's beautiful in her own right, has no resemblance towards IU. I would never be on the street and go, wait, was that IU? Like, I wouldn't do that, okay? But however, I would go, oh my God, she's so pretty, okay? Not IU, but beautiful. She pops open and she is the visual, like creative visual information at a major IT company called Naver. That's like the Google of South Korea,
Naver,
okay?
yeah.
She says she's been through multiple different beauty pageants. She is, that's her job now. And she comes out there and she says, hi, everyone. I would like to do a hidden talent for you guys.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna rap, isn't she?
No, okay. So she grabs the microphone and she starts singing. And it's like, give me a song, honey.
Mediocre.
The wheels on the bus.
Okay, it's so off tune. It's like,
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
and all the guys are like, ooh. They start pressing off their button. They start pressing it off. And then even the first girl, not a girl.
I think it's kind of humorous.
She goes to the producer room and she said, when that girl was called to sit next to me on the train, I couldn't grasp how we were in the same train.
Okay, you don't need to be a bitch, girl, all right? It's always why. Why can't you just sit there and look pretty? You just got to open your mouth and ruin it.
Oh, like she's not pretty enough?
Yeah, she said, I asked her, were you in beauty
we're
pageants?
not on the
and she
same
said yes.
level.
I thought maybe she was in like a traditional Korean beauty pageant. And I was like, that is so rude. And you know what's even funnier? The producer asks the rap fan, okay?
The second girl.
Yeah, the second girl, which beauty pageant she was in. She was in Miss Universe and Miss World. So I was like, thank you. Thank you.
Bitch, and choke.
I was so annoyed at that girl. Okay, so she was in 2023 Miss Universe and Miss World. Okay, and she comes out there and she's singing, and all the guys are like, "Ooh, I don't like that. Like, it was not cute. I was not impressed by her." So her votes keep decreasing. But you know who's cheesing?
The rapper?
The rapper's like, the wheels on the bus go. Like, he's like jamming. Okay, he's fucking jamming, and you just know that he knows it's offbeat because rappers have a good beat. You know what I mean? This is love. This is love.
Really?
She's
He's
cute.
genuinely into
Yes.
her.
It's humorous.
And he said, he tells the producers later, I felt that she had a very mysterious charm. You know, her singing, her dance, like she's working overtime, and it just made me protective. Oh, what am I even saying right now? Yeah, he's in love. Okay,
Wow.
so they end up going on a date. And then the next contestant is revealed of the beauty pageant, and it's contestant number 5. She is from season 1. And everyone's like, is that her? There's no way that's her from season 1. So she is the one on season 1 where she had partnered with a guy who told her she's too fat.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. So she lost 50 pounds and came back for season 2. So she actually was part of this is the part that I almost wanted to cry. Okay, she was on beauty pageants when she was younger. So I imagine like she was probably underweight because beauty pageants are so cutthroat. And then I think that she probably has a very complicated relationship with different things and like weight and self-image. And then she gained some weight. Nothing's wrong with that. She goes on season 1 and the guy is like, you need to lose weight. And then she lost 50 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, and she came back, and what was crazier were people's reactions.
They still want her to lose weight.
Some people would be like, she was already beautiful, but she took great care of herself.
So like, what are people like lighting up the buttons? Or?
Yeah, they love her, but it was just like the commentary was just so peak Korean energy because like
almost
this
like
is so
backhanded.
peak Korean energy. I have so much trauma growing up in a Korean community of this. Okay, it's the oh my God, you look so healthy, aka you need to lose weight. If my mom hears another woman call me looking healthy, well, first.
Dude, for me and kind of my community, it would be kind of the opposite. If you don't have like some, I don't want to say like overweight, but some thickness to you, like a fuller body, they're going to think you're like sickly and you're not eating. Literally, my grandma did that when I picked her up from work one day, because you can kind of see like my collarbones a little bit and not even that defined at all. But she saw a little glimpse of it. She's like, are you sick? Are you not eating? Like, you're so skinny. I was like, if anything, I need to lose like a couple of pounds. But yes, I feel it.
First of all, you would think that she would get mad at that woman because that's basically that woman saying that I need to lose weight. No, my mom would put me on a celery diet, okay? And I'm like 12. I'm 12. I have trauma. Okay, so anyway, she was one of the finalists for Miss Korea 2019, and now she's back. And one of the hosts says she's back to her old self. And I was like, oh. Huh? Rein it in, Stephanie. Rein it in. She said that because they asked her, how did you lose so much weight? And she said, before going to work, I would work out. I worked out after work. I watched what I ate. And they're all just like, oh my God, amazing. And so then a guy decides that he's going to say something. He raises his hand and they're like, okay, please go ahead. And he says, I thought you had a beautiful personality, but becoming beautiful on the outside as well really shocked me.
Damn.
So then she ends up picking a guy. They go on a date, and I want to throw my computer across the room because as they're on this date, they're talking about like, at first it feels honestly kind of cute. She works at a major company. He has a nice smile. They're getting along, and then they're going through the little DMV form, and she's like, oh, this one, like, what does this mean? He says, I like a blank body. And she's like, ooh, what is that?
Is this where the bottle body comes
I don't know what that is.
in?
And he says, I like a Coke bottle shaped body. And she's like, okay. And he's like, I like them sexy. Whoa.
Ew,
sir,
relax.
you should work on yourself first. Have you ever heard of inner work?
Okay, hold on. First of all, Coke body, what? Second, I didn't get a good look at him. Except that one picture of them sitting down. But sir, if you're not looking like Rain from the beginning of that video, you can't be talking about other people's bodies.
Work. Okay, he's like, I like them sexy. The interviewer, the producer is like, do you care about their education? No. As long as they don't do anything illegal, yeah, I prefer someone with a nice body than a pretty face. He says, I care about the ins and outs of a woman's body. Like, I need that Coke bottle. When they wear like a tight dress, like I need a bottle body.
He's going in.
Yeah, and she's just like, well, he cares a lot about figure. And then it was crazy because her one condition is love me even when my looks change. And she's like, you know, one day I'm going to have children. I might look different. One day I'm going to get older. I might look different.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So it didn't go well.
Yeah,
right?
this
is not the one.
It's surprising how some of these men they would just say that. Like, that's kind of like shocking.
Yeah.
Like,
No shame.
Like they don't even.
Why are you outing yourself like
They don't
that?
even ease you into it. They're not like, first and foremost, personality,
Yeah.
right? That's the most important. And then afterwards, I need a bottle like a fucking body, like a body that's just like curves like the mountains and the valleys of the Grand Canyon. I need a coke, but like they don't even ease you into it. They just like go in, and I'm like, what is happening? What's happening? And that is where they leave us with the cliffhanger for episode 3, where they do speed dating and they get rid of everybody. They get rid of everyone because now the couples, I believe after that next round of speed dating, they're going into the couples palace. Like they're gonna live all together.
Oh my god!
I see the ones that were
actually
paired.
a palace.
Yes, this is the prerequisite.
5 hours into this.
Yeah, this is the job interview. I'm so sorry.
Oh my
I'm
god.
sorry. Do you not want a part 3?
I do. But like, I just feel like it's gonna take like a year later.
No,
we're
no.
finally in the palace.
No. I swear, life got a little crazy the past month, but I'm gonna be back with episode 3.
Yes.
You count on it.
Yes.
Unless some crazy stuff is happening, God forbid, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be telling you about episode 3.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll see you in that one. I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.
Well, it kind of went how I was expecting it. Kind of getting the vibes off of the first episode. She said she's doing a third one where it could get even juicier now that it's just the couples being paired up and going into the castle. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about the Cinnamon Toast Crunch ad in the beginning. That was something. Very immersive, theatrical. She's been talking about so many shows, and I already have a whole list of shows and movies I've been wanting to watch for years. And I just keep adding shows to it. I feel like this might be another one I might have to check out. What is up with some people? It's not just the men, of course. Like, some of the women here are a bit questionable. Here's to hoping that this girl right here didn't recently spend time with he who shall not be named, because what the fuck? What is that? I guess we'll have to wait till the 3rd episode to see which couples actually work out after the whole speed dating thing. I wonder how that's gonna go.